Welcome back, folks. Today I am using the Lightseer's Tarot, and I'm laying your cards out 3 at a time, and I'm telling your particular story through just 3 cards at a time. Your central card for this first 3 cards is what I should say, is the Lovers, and it's in reverse. In this particular case, this is a relationship that should not stand the test of time because it was not meant to be. You're not meant to be together with this person, and I'm sorry that right out of the gate that you've got such a difficult message, but you do deserve to have the truth. This isn't something that I'm wondering if some of you are engaged to this particular person. I wonder if you're not trying to force a relationship now because you feel like if you don't settle down now, then you never will. And you feel like this is the best person that's available to you. There's the real risk that by settling down now, that you could miss out on the opportunity of a real future love in the future. It feels like this being in this relationship now just makes things so much more messy for you when it doesn't have to be this way. I see that you're not paying attention to your intuition, and I wonder if it isn't because you don't trust the universe to help you through romantic relationships. Maybe you have never tried to work with the universe on bringing you the perfect, or bringing you a partner that is worth your time, worth your effort, is worth the emotional labor that you're going to put into this relationship. It may have been that it's never occurred to you to look into what the universe has to say when it comes to your romantic partnerships. This is a loss of trust in the universe. This is a loss of faith in the universe. You don't trust it to bring you the person that you want, because I wonder if you feel like it just won't be on time. It won't be on your timetables, okay? You've got the Queen of Pentacles. This is the energy of someone who is good at taking care of themselves and at taking care of the people or the fur babies, the pets who are in their charge, for instance. This is someone who's well acquainted with their body. Maybe you enjoy yoga, maybe you enjoy working out, but there's a good connection. There's potentially a good connection between your intuition and you and your body. You know, the mind that your body has. When your body says, I'm tired and I have no business working out today, and you pay attention to it, that's your body's mind at work. This is someone who is deeply connected to water energy as well, and with this earth and water energy combined together, you're someone who has the potential to be deeply intuitive. I wonder if you're not new to the process of listening. Yeah, the constant, never-ending process of listening to your intuition and becoming better at listening to your intuition. That's a years-long process as well. You're definitely being encouraged to remember who you are and that you deserve a romantic partnership that is an equal give and take. If you're together with a page when you're the Queen of Pentacles, that's already an unequal relationship that's not going to work out very, very well. And I'm not saying that your partner is a page. All I know is that this is a romantic relationship that you have no business being in, as difficult as it may be to hear that. It's not an easy news to take. You're being asked to get into the energy of the Fool and to start a new life, whole new life cycle away from this particular romantic partnership. This is the time for you to come into your energy as the High Priestess and to start trusting the universe to bring you exactly the person that you're meant to have at exactly the time that you're meant to have them. This is not going to be easy. Here with the Queen of Pentacles, You might be quite accustomed to habits that make you quite comfortable, and it might feel really shitty to pop out of habits that have felt familiar for a long time. These could have to do with dating habits, the people that you tend to date. You may not particularly care for the types of people that you date, but you tell yourself that it's better than nothing, that it's better than being alone. The universe is asking you to come into connection with it when it comes to your intuition, because they have some specific messages, some downloads that they want to give you so that you can grow into your high priestess energy. I would love to see this high priestess in the upright position. I just feel like you haven't started the process of listening to your intuition, and that's going to look different to everybody. Maybe you're not a pagan like I am, for instance. Maybe you're part of another faith. You need to be listening to your guides, to your ancestors, to your deity or deities, however many you may worship, even if it's just one. You need to start listening to them and letting them move you to places that you should go, even if they are really outside of your comfort zone, even if it's outside of something that you would ever have thought to do on your own terms. I'm getting a whole lot of major arcana energy right here. This is a really major point for you. This is a major spiritual turning point for you. And I hope that you're listening carefully to what's going on when it comes to the universe's messages to you, because I see with the High Priestess and with the Star in reverse that you've been getting these downloads, but I don't know whether you've been listening to them. You might be ignoring the messages because they're too painful, or you feel like they come out of left field, or you just don't know where they come from at all. They don't come from you, and so you ignore them, okay? This is your sign to stop ignoring those messages. They are meant to be here. Please allow the end of one era and also the beginning of a new era as well. You're getting a lot of major arcana cards. You can turn this into a major turning point for you because you're already being presented with a major lesson. And it starts with your romantic partnerships. If you can make progress in understanding that the romantic partners that you've been dating now don't deserve you, that you deserve better, that's where you can gradually start to work on yourself and start working on your best and your highest version of yourself. Okay? You've got Justice, and it's in reverse. This lands on top of the Lovers in reverse and lands on top of the Queen of Pentacles. There are consequences for not listening to the universe, and I understand that you may be well-meaning. With the Queen of Pentacles upright, to a certain degree, I see you as someone who is well-meaning, who's trying to do their best in the world and isn't trying to do any fuck shit. The Queen of Pentacles is about stability, just as much as it is about loving habits and being kind of stubborn about releasing them. But in this particular case, when you don't release habits that are part of your romantic partnerships, which hurt you in the long run, which keep you from your highest self, you are ultimately inviting karmic retribution into your life. Even if you're a well-meaning person, even if you're trying to do the best things possible for yourself, you're sacrificing for others, there's a line to be drawn. At a certain point, you need to let go of certain romantic relationship habits that are no longer serving you, because there are consequences for not doing so, for not growing into the best version of yourself. You've got the Eight of Pentacles. I wonder if dating people who are good for you is outside of your comfort zone. I wonder if that's something that you're flat out not in the habit of doing, is dating people who are actually good for you, who put in the same amount of emotional labor as you do, who contribute to your relationship with them. I wonder if you're not doing that, like you've just gotten used to struggle relationships, and you tell yourself, this is just how it's going to be. This is the kind of people that I attract. This is what men, women, fill in the blank, whatever gender you prefer. Gender doesn't matter here. It's about not necessarily having the skill set yet to recognize when a person is good for you and when they're not. And also, this is about the skill set that comes about as a result of learning to listen to your intuition. This is the alignment of the cards that I'm laying out for you right now. Not listening to your intuition at the moment. You're being asked to start a whole new adventure for yourself. You don't necessarily know what the road that's up ahead has for you, but you just know that you need to start this new cycle because that's where the ultimate freedom lies. This is something that's going to take practice. And again, I feel like you haven't started this process yet, but that doesn't mean that this opportunity isn't being offered to you right now. Like I was saying, you've got a lot of major arcana cards here, which talk to me about a major life event that's going on right now. I keep getting the word engagement when it comes to this Lover's card with this romantic partner. You may have just gotten engaged, and it's kind of the right time too. It's June, all that kind of good stuff. It's June when I'm uploading this. That kind of makes sense. It's the season of love, but also of love for yourself. And that's a realization that I don't know that you've come to yet. I wonder if when you come to a better state of loving yourself, if you're not going to find cool people who love themselves in positive ways just like you do. With the Queen of Pentacles, again, I see you as someone who's doing the very best, the best that they can in life. But what if you knew that there was even better for you? What if you knew that you deserved an amazing romantic partner, and that in order to stop short selling yourself and giving yourself crap, you need to start trusting the universe. And this is the end of one era where you say, I can take care of my life myself. This is going to be a switch. You're going to start trusting, you should start trusting the universe to take care of everything for you, including job, including career, including family, love, relationships, friendships. This is a time for you to start trusting it. I understand that this is a new process for you. It's still something that you should start doing. You need to come into your energy as the Queen of Cups, another upright queen kind of energy. I see you as someone, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You're well-meaning. You're trying to do the best that you can in life. But what if you could have even better? I see you as someone who's deeply intuitive, loving, compassionate. How can you start working with your intuition in such a way that it flows with the faith that you already have? And maybe you don't have a faith. Maybe you describe yourself as spiritual. This is a good time to start following a spiritual path, to say, I choose to channel light no matter what. And that's as simple as it can be, right? You just you just commit with a few words to following the light, choosing to serve the light, and already you've gone down a great path. You started down a great journey. But with the Queen of Cups, I would love to see you come into your energy as someone who is as intuitive as they are compassionate and loving. I feel like that it's potentially possible that a lot of people take advantage of your love and kindness, and you don't know what to do about that. The universe in the future may ask you to shut those kinds of relationships down, and that might be a painful process, because what is familiar is comfortable, and it's really difficult for a lot of us to move out of our comfort zones. Of course, there are those emotional, mental, spiritual nomads who are able to move from thing to thing, to era, but for the rest of us, it's just kind of difficult. I recognize that this is going to be a major adjustment for you to make, to start getting into your intuition and listening to it, because you may have ignored it for many, many years. That's what your culture said to do. That's what society said to do. Or maybe society said, listen to your heart, and you just kind of took that for granted. And to be fair, when you see that everywhere, listen to your heart, like fucking Disney movies say that, what the hell does that mean? We don't do, as a society, as a culture, we don't do a great job at teaching our children, our teenagers, as they're growing up, how to listen to their intuitions, how to listen to their heart. And many times we tell them not to. We tell them to ignore it. We tell them to listen to their minds, for instance. And so much of the time, our minds are our own worst enemies. They keep us from doing things. Our minds keep us from doing good stuff that we would do otherwise. Get into this Fool energy right here in the middle. Start practicing listening to the universe. This is going to be hard work for you, but I promise you it's absolutely worth it. Let's do 3 from the bottom. The bottom of the energy deck is where a lot of the heart of the matter is. You need to rest your mind here. This is the first Swords card that I've got right now for your particular spread. This is you desperately needing to take a break, to allow your mind to rest, because I feel like you've got a lot of anxiety, a lot of pressure that you're allowing to build up behind your eyes. You don't need this pressure behind your eyes. You need to be able to see clearly. It's like the pressure from society's expectations of you, your families, your friends, your family and friends' expectations of you, and also your romantic partner. That's what's keeping you from penetrating below the surface and really listening to your intuition. There may come a point where you're asked to let go of people that you've held on to for years because they were familiar, because they were comfortable, because you told yourself, this is family. These are friends that I've had since elementary school, for instance. And there might come a time where you're asked to let those people go. And I'm not saying that it won't be an incredibly painful process. I'm telling you that it will be from experience. When Spirit tells us to let go of people that no longer serve us, that's an incredibly painful process. I acknowledge this, and Spirit does too. This is still something that you need to do. You need to pull your mind over and say, right now, you don't need to be in charge. Your heart needs to be in charge, okay? Meditation is going to be tremendously helpful with getting into the energy of the Four of Swords, of genuinely letting your mind rest. There are multiple wonderful apps that will help you meditate. There are all kinds of YouTube channels that will teach you how to meditate. And I'm betting cash that you will find videos there that will also help teach you how to listen to your intuition in addition to meditating. This is a wonderful new spiritual journey if you can choose to take this on. And I feel like you would know that you're missing out on some really major opportunity if you didn't take this on. I hope you're listening to this message, and I hope that you're making plans already about what it is that you want to change, or at the very least that you're opening your heart to listening. That's a minimum that Spirit can accept, okay? With the Four of Cups, there's a real risk that you could end up rejecting this particular offer from the universe. This is an opportunity right now. If you're listening to this, this is an opportunity that I really hope that you take, that Spirit really hopes that you take, okay? And I note that you've got 4 in a row. You've got the Four of Swords and the Four of Cups. That ties back to the Emperor card, which is about being someone who is incredibly strong, who is not afraid to go to war, even with people that they consider to be close friends, relatives, romantic partners even. The Emperor is willing to defend himself against people who claim that they love him. The Emperor is sometimes willing to put aside his feelings in order to get a job done that must be done. The Emperor is all about fire energy. That's about spirituality, sexuality, creativity. It's getting things done. This is a time for you to get nothing done when it comes to your mind being overactive. This is a time for you to get something done when it comes to accepting an offer from the universe. To say, I will start changing to be a better and higher version of myself today. I'm going to start changing my life today. I see you as someone who is in many ways your own worst enemy. You've got your hands around your own throat, and all you have to do to see things clearly is to let go of your throat. Now it's interesting. The throat chakra is about our voice. You might have been silencing yourself because that's what society, culture, friends, family, romantic partners expected of you. They expected you to sacrifice, to shut up, and just move along. This is the 8 of Swords, and it's interesting. The 4 goes along with the 8. If you divide 8 by 4, you get 2. And 2, y'all, I'm getting my card, is the sign of the High Priestess. You are meant to come into this energy. You are meant to be your own High Priestess, and additionally, the High Priestess for other people. Not everyone's going to like your new self, but what you need to be content with is that the universe would love to see you turn things around and become your own High Priestess. I dropped a card here. It was the 8 of Swords. You really need to pay attention to when you silence yourself and ask yourself, why am I silencing myself and who am I doing this for? And if it's not for you, then you need to speak up and say something. And I wonder if this isn't also you hesitating to break up with this particular person. We were talking earlier at the beginning of this reading about not being in this romantic partnership because it wasn't the right one for you. And I wonder if you're not the one who's supposed to say the words. And I wonder if you're not the one who's hesitating about doing it. The 8 of Swords comes into alignment with the Star in reverse, loss of faith in the universe, also with death, the beginning of one era, as well as the end of another one. Coming into your energy as the Queen of Cups, intuitive, compassionate, loving, also in touch with their emotions without letting their emotions overwhelm them. But also with the 8 of Swords, you need to realize your potential in becoming this Queen of Cups. You need to realize the potential when it comes to what the universe has to offer you with the Star card. And that's enough. I recognize that this was probably a pretty difficult message to listen to, but I really hope that you move on to your best and your highest self. It'd be cool for yourself. It'd be cool for the people around you. And there are some neat adventures that lie ahead on this journey that we call life. Okay? Take care of yourself. Thank you for watching.